Imagine waking up one day and finding out you've won over $167 million. For most of us, that would be the beginning of a dream life, the chance to wipe the slate clean, pay off debts, take care of family, and start fresh. But for James Farthing, that dream didn't last long. Just 4 days after claiming one of the biggest Powerball jackpots in Kentucky history, he found himself behind bars in Florida. This is the jaw-dropping, real-life story of a man who went from riches to regret in less than a week, and how a sudden windfall can sometimes bring out a storm. It all started in Georgetown, Kentucky, in April 2025. James Farthing, a 50-year-old man from Louisville, stopped at Clark's pump-end shop with his mother, Linda Grizzle, and did what millions of Americans do every week: he bought a Powerball ticket. Actually, he bought two. One for himself and one for his mom. He had no idea that this simple act would make history. A few days later, they checked their numbers and couldn't believe their eyes. They had won the $167.3 million jackpot, the largest ever Powerball prize in Kentucky. The Farthing family quickly made headlines. James and his mother appeared at the Kentucky Lottery headquarters, grinning with an oversized check in hand. The media was captivated. A blue-collar family hitting it big. A son and mother sharing the win. What could be more wholesome? In interviews, James shared his intentions. He wanted to pay off debt, take care of his family. He said, "I can finally breathe again." His mother was overwhelmed, saying it felt like a gift from above, a second chance at life. They chose to receive the lump sum payout, $77.3 million after taxes. It was life-changing money. And for a brief moment, it looked like their lives were changing for the better. But behind the smiles, there was something else. A past James couldn't escape. You see, this wasn't James Farthing's first time in the headlines. He had a criminal record, one that included theft, drug charges, and involvement in organized crime. He was still on parole at the time of his win. The lottery may have brought him money, but it couldn't erase his past. And just 4 days after becoming a millionaire, that past came crashing back. On April 30th, James was in St. Pete Beach, Florida, staying at the luxurious Trade Winds Island Grand Resort. He and his girlfriend, Jacqueline Fightmaster, were celebrating their newfound wealth. But the celebration turned chaotic. According to police reports, James became involved in an altercation inside a hotel bar. He allegedly punched another guest in the face, unprovoked. When deputies arrived, James resisted arrest and kicked one of them in the face. He was quickly subdued, arrested, and booked into Pinellas County Jail. His girlfriend Jacqueline was also arrested, charged with disorderly intoxication after screaming and causing a disturbance. Just 4 days before, James was holding a lottery check worth millions. Now he was being held on charges of battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, and parole violation. The contrast was stunning. Back in Kentucky, people were stunned. Their hometown lottery hero, the man who had just become a millionaire, was now a national headline for all the wrong reasons. Many asked, why? Why would someone who had just won enough money to change generations throw it away so recklessly? Some psychologists say that sudden wealth can magnify a person's deepest traits, both good and bad. For James, perhaps the pressure, the attention, and the freedom triggered unresolved rage. Maybe the money gave him the confidence to act out, thinking he was untouchable. Or maybe he never left behind the man he used to be. Whatever the reason, his win and fall remind us that money doesn't fix everything. Today, James Farthing's story is a cautionary tale. A tale of what happens when wealth arrives too quickly and collides with a troubled past. He went from gas station ticket to Powerball jackpot, and then to a jail cell in just 4 days. We often dream of winning the lottery. But James reminds us, if you don't change your life before the money won't change your life. But the story doesn't end there. As of May 2025, James Farthing has waived his right to a parole hearing, and has agreed to serve the remainder of his Kentucky parole sentence. He is currently incarcerated in Pinellas County Jail and will remain there until August 27, 2025, when his parole ends. His legal team has not commented publicly, and no additional charges have been filed beyond the ones from his arrest. The Powerball winnings remain untouched, legally split between James and his mother, a financial fortune still waiting on the other side of his sentence. Whether he will walk free as a changed man, or repeat the past again, only time will tell. If you found this story fascinating, hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. We've got more shocking True Lottery stories coming up on True Lottery Stories. Because, sometimes, hitting the jackpot is just the beginning.